Hey guys, the Blogging Buddhist here, and tonight I am going to talk to you about what you need to have in a home karate dojo. But before I do that, if you haven't done so already, I'm going to ask you just to look down there and click that like and follow button and make sure your notifications are turned on so that you'll be made aware of it anytime I post new content. Now, something I've been hearing a lot of, especially over the course of the recent year with the pandemic and a lot of locations being closed or people not wanting to go out to public gyms and things of that sort, is a lot of people complaining, oh, I don't have space to work out. I don't have room to work out. I don't have anywhere in my home to do it. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's a load of crap. The reality of it is, karate is one of those things where you can actually do a full karate workout with nothing but a 4-foot by 6-foot square of space, which makes it pretty handy. And I'm just going to show you what I have set up at home here. I'm going to flip you all around. First of all, this is my basement. As you can see, we recently had all the walls in the finishing demolished, so it's bare concrete down here. There's still some of that nasty yellow foam from old carpets that were stuck down. But basically I went to a local retail location and I bought these 2-foot by 2-foot interlocking foam mats. And these are really handy because they're about a 1/4 inch thick, so they're not very thick, and they can sit right down on the concrete. And what that does is that allows for a little bit of padding. It keeps the bare feet warm, and I have actually quite a bit of space here because it's an open basement. So what I've done, and these come in packages of 4. I tried looking up the price online, but I couldn't find the exact ones I bought, and I don't want to misquote and give you guys the wrong impression. So bottom line is, you go to your local retail locations. I'm sure you can think of the top one, the one with all the blue outside the store. And you can buy them in packs of 4. All you got to do is measure out and calculate what you need. So what I did here is I created a nice big open square of space. This amount of space allows me to do just about any karate workout I can think of. It also allows me to do circuit and weight workouts with my wife, wrestle and train with my 6-year-old son. And in fact, he keeps some of his toys and stuff down here so that he can play when we need to punt them from the upstairs. As you can see, I kind of ran out of tiles too short, and I wasn't buying another 4-pack just to fix 2 tiles. So the little extension here is kind of where I store all my duffels. Now, to be honest, if you do karate or any type of traditional martial arts, you don't really need a gym location. In fact, you can pretty much train on your own without having to have a dedicated space. All you need, like I say, is that 4 by 6 foot space. With that, I can do any of the katas or forms that my style teaches. I can also do squats, push-ups, kicks, punches, shadow boxing. I can do all of that in place without necessarily needing any more space. But if you want to keep your workouts a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more interesting, here are some of the things that you can include. So I got this little square table here for about 15 bucks. Really simple construction. All it is 4 legs that have pointed bolts on them, and they screw right into the flat tabletop. So super handy. Took me 5 minutes to put it together. As you can see underneath the table there are all the edges for the foam mats that I didn't use, but I kept them as extras. I have my little Sony iPhone cradle, which has one of my old iPhones from when I purchased the next one up. It still contains all my music on it, so I've got it sitting on the cradle for music for when I work out. I have my little statue of Buddha in the jar, and the little karate guy there that's apparently supposed to be me. Now, because the basement's unfinished right now, I've also included a little space heater. I got it on clearance at a local hardware store, which was nice. And then I have my basics to add a little bit of flavor to my workout. So what have I got here? Well, first of all, I have this handy little tub of Lego toys for my son, because his idea of working out is sometimes playing while I break a sweat. I have an 8-pound medicine ball. Now, if you get a medicine ball that's firm, like this one has some give to it, but if you get one that's actually firm and you can put your body weight on it, it can be really handy for doing close grip push-ups, hyperextension, a couple of different things. And my son was nice enough to clean up my workout area here, which is why all of this is in a cluster. So what we see here are some resistance bands, which are really good for different stretching exercises, some resistance exercises. We've got a set of neoprene dumbbells for my wife and son. We've got some 8-pound, 5-pound, and 3 pounds respectively. We've got my pair of 10-pound dumbbells. And I've had some of my friends who are a little bit more on the macho side who are like, oh wow, only 10 pounds, eh? You don't lift more than that? Well, depending on the exercise you do and when you're training for karate or martial arts, you don't really need to be lifting more weight than that. It's not about the amount of weight you lift, it's about the exercise you're doing and the way you're doing them. So the kettlebells allow me a certain amount of movement with the forms that I do. Now before we demolished the basement, I did have a couple of really nice sets of hex weights. I think I had some 25s and, what's this here? I had some 25s and some 50s. For those days where I was in the mood to really do an all-out weight workout, but I ended up selling them when I thought we were selling the house. This was before the basement flooded and we ended up demolishing all the walls, which is why I now only have 10-pound kettlebells. But like I say, for martial arts, you never want to weight lift for size. You want to do it for added strength and for some of the resistance during your workout. So you don't need a whole lot of weight. Then of course you see my set of tonfas, which I don't train with a great deal, but they are a traditional Okinawan weapon. And my son has actually taken quite an interest in it, so anytime my son shows interest in any of the stuff that I do martial arts wise, I make sure to indulge in it as much as I can. And last but not least, we got a couple of Optimus Prime toys stuck in the middle there, just to keep my son busy when he's decided that 2 push-ups is enough. Now if we go on the other side, I'm not going to get into these duffel bags and stuff, none of that really matters. That's just storage, but we got a couple of yoga mats here. We have this nice expensive black one that's made by Lululemon that my wife ordered. And I've got my generic, slightly thinner yoga mat. To be honest, since I've been training on these black foam mats, I haven't used the yoga mats at all. This was more for when I had a carpeted floor down here, or if you're training on tile floor and you need a little bit of padding on your back if you're going to be doing crunches or sit-ups or something. But on these black foam mats, it pretty much provides all the padding for your back, all the joint support if you're going down on your knees or anything like that. So last but not least, I have my bag of training goodies here. I got my sparring gloves, which come straight from Okinawa. They're slightly yellowed from years of blood, sweat, and tears. I've got my Everlast set of punch mitts. I have my Sentry pair of punch mitts. Now, yes, there is a good reason behind having 2 of them. That's because these are curved punch mitts and the Everlast ones are straight. So it provides for a slightly different experience. I got some push-up bars for those hyper-extended push-ups, and I got a set of wrist and ankle weights in there. So there's not a lot of stuff down here. And truth be told, you don't need a lot of stuff. Realistically, if you have been training karate, like for myself, I can get through all my forms, all my basic stretches and movements and stuff, and I can do all of those, and I've already got a sweat going, and that kills about 40 minutes right there. So realistically, a 2-hour karate workout, same as you do in the dojo, is actually very easy to accomplish at home. The nice thing is that 4 by 6 foot square space that you're talking about, you can do it pretty much anywhere. You can do it at the foot of your bed in your bedroom. You can do it in that hotel room if you happen to be staying somewhere overnight, which is something I've done a lot when I've traveled to Saskatoon for my eye injections. There's all kinds of options. So the reality of it is you can have as little or as much for a home dojo and still get a full, complete, and fulfilling karate workout. Now, truth be told, when I still had the finishings set up in the basement here, I had a punch pad mounted on one of the walls. That's now out in my garage. You may have seen it in some of my other written posts on my blog. And I do have a makiwara built in my backyard when I want a little bit of impact and a little bit more oomph behind my punch. I train on that, but obviously I'm not using that in minus 35 degree weather during the winter months. So that's wrapped in a plastic bag to keep the cord dry, and I can get back to that in the spring once the weather turns nice. So that's it, guys. It's a really simple dojo. It's a very simple training space, not complicated at all. It costs very little. I would have to say that with everything in here, not counting the stuff I purchased in Okinawa, I would say a couple of $100. You've got your foam mats down, you've got your jump rope, your medicine ball, and your kettlebells, and you can do an untold number of workouts just with that stuff. So really, despite the pandemic, whether your gym's open or not, whether you plan on using the gym or not, there's really no excuse. So you should be able to train no matter where you are. That's all I got for you now. Once again, if you haven't done so already, be sure to visit my webpage at www.thebloggingbuddhist.com and be sure to like and follow for daily content on martial arts, diabetes, Buddhism, and health and fitness. See you guys next time.